let me know. Cause we gone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First episode, first show. Get it off your chest. Had a couple of computer things going on. First show, so we got all that out the way. No more CP time. But first thing I want to do is say all praises due, because all praises are due. I'm here from what's that? 2018. Came up with this idea in 2018, man. So what I want to do is get off my chest is about staying down and believing in you and believing in what you trying to do for yourself and others around you. The part about that is you're gonna come across some things, man, to where you just know for sure it's gonna be a smooth ride, it's gonna be a smooth sail. You done figured it out in your head that we good. I got my plan, everything is laid out. The problem with that is you're gonna come across some things that you didn't add into it. You're not supposed to add into it because you kind of giving yourself self doubt if you say, "Well, I know this gonna happen and that's gonna happen," or nothing like that. But just understand something, man. As you moving forward, there are gonna be some obstacles that come that you just gonna have to anticipate. Let's just say that we're gonna anticipate these obstacles. So today, man, what I want to get off my chest is that no matter how hard you plan, understand that some things gonna happen. For instance, me and my man Ali, engineer here, we talked about this in 2018. Like I said, 2018, 2019. It was going to be done at a whole nother studio, a whole nother facility. Uh, and the gentleman that was going to, help us out ended up having a serious accident. And so that led to a stop. It led to a stop. And that stop, when it happened, you have to take a pause and you might question yourself because that's just a human thing to do. We're gonna question ourselves. And I did, I questioned myself on it, like, okay, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because the way I had it all mapped out, it's a go. We can't lose. You understand what I'm saying? So when I saw that happen, I questioned myself a little bit and said, okay, well, what's next? And he started to show me certain things that was next. And the way he would show them to me was other people that I would come into contact with would give me, certain words of encouragement, or they would say certain things pertaining to the podcast. And so when I would see those things, I would call those signs. Those to me are what we call, uh, I don't want to say extraterrestrial signs or anything like that, but it is something supernatural that's going on with us. And I think we have to understand that. And once we understand that from the very beginning, when you see these supernatural signs, you won't be scared of them. You'll understand what it is, and you'll say to yourself, "Okay, well that means I'm on the right track. I'm headed in the right direction." Just because of somebody else that you came across, have they said something to you pertaining to it, and those are the type of things that happen to me. Working abroad, meeting different people, um, and having certain conversations, all about motivating. And that's where I started with Monday Morning Motivation, um, doing that on Instagram. And all that was about was just me trying to convince other people that whatever it is that you're going through, you have to see the signs, you have to know it's something supernatural, and you continue to move forward. So a lot of times, man, I would sit back and I would just kind of like start to ask myself, okay, I see this and I heard that from this individual. What does that mean? So I would go in depth with myself and try to say, hey, okay, don't go this route to whereas you've been before. Only thing you need to do now is when you look back on certain things and you say to yourself, okay, well, the reason why I'm in this situation is because when I was stepping in that situation, I learned that it's not a failure. You know, you have to look at it as it's a mixture of, all right, I tried my best, but for whatever reason that this didn't go forward, we're gonna move on to the next. So hence how we are now. You know, we came to this. We had this new studio here. Me and my man Ali, and y'all gonna hear me say Ali a lot. It's my engineer working the boards, and the reason why I say to myself, you know, where we are is such a good spot is because of where God brought us to. You know, not trying to get preachy or nothing like that, but I know for a fact that that's where everything is stemmed from. Everything stems from Him sending me, you know, messages through other people, certain situations that I find myself in, and then I sit back and I relax and I just say, okay, this is the next move that we're going to say. It has to be for us because we doing it for other individuals. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing this not just for myself and get things off my chest, but for other individuals. Sorry, y'all. So we are on a we're all on a mission here. My mission is to make sure that the knowledge that I have, that I give back to the individuals who are on the same path, that are headed in the same direction. And that direction is to better themselves for the people that they love, friends that surround them. So we all have to sit back and say, yeah. So we all have to sit back, take responsibility for ourselves and the actions that we do. And as we do that, no matter what it is that you have going on, don't hold that in. I found myself holding a lot of thoughts in, which, you know, in turn is why I came up with the podcast and the name, to stop holding certain thoughts in. There was no need for it. I didn't know that at the time, you know, because I felt like I don't need to talk to nobody. I can handle this myself, and I make sure that it's gonna go. It's gonna happen. You understand? Because that's what I wanted for myself and my family and my friends. But now I see that it's a lot different than when I first came out with this in 2018. I've established myself mentally on a different level now. I don't just jump out. I take my time and I sit back and I wait. I wait on the certain information that's going to come from him, the supernatural signs and things of that nature. So I have to say the first thing that I want to make sure I start this show off with is believing in what you're doing, believing in how you're doing it wholeheartedly though. You have to believe in it wholeheartedly. I'm talking about even throughout the time where there's nothing going right, especially for the direction you going in. Because those times are gonna happen. You're gonna have those times where you on a path to where you winning. You see yourself winning. And here comes whatever obstacle it may be. I can't call it. We are gonna have our own different obstacles. But what I'm trying to explain to everyone is while you in that moment of the obstacle, don't look at that. Look at where you're going. Look at where you headed. Because if you take the time and look at the moment within the problem that you're having at that time, you're taking away from. Oh, I know I'm supposed to be there. So don't just sit and soak in the moment. Take that moment and just tell yourself it's part of the process. I know I'm going that way. This is just part of the process. This is where we fail a lot when we sitting in that moment of despair and nothing is going our way, and that's where we give up. I remember seeing a picture on social media. It's a gentleman. He's like digging. He's digging for whatever he's digging for, maybe gold or diamond, and they show two different levels. You know, one gentleman digging and he keeps going, and another gentleman, as he's digging, he stops because he gets tired, he's frustrated or whatever, and his prize is actually 6 inches. If he would have struck that X one more time, his prize is right there. That right there alone, it says so much, to whereas when you in that moment of nothing is going right and you feel like, yeah, this might not be the right path or whatever it is that's a negative thought in your head, no, take that out. Take that out. Keep pushing, keep moving, because that very next step could be the step that's directly for you. But again, with all of these distractions that we got going on, man, it's designed for you not to keep stroking that axe. That's that's just I just truly believe that, and it's the truth because I've been through it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not telling you anything that I've heard from somebody or I've seen on TV or nothing like that. Each and every time I tell y'all an experience is something that I've been through. If I haven't been through it, I know somebody firsthand that's close to me that's been through it. That's why I figure I'm here now. That's the whole reason why I'm here, right here, talking to y'all this day, July 30th, 2022. Because of everything I've seen, everything that I've been through, I can't hold on to the reason why I'm still around. Where it comes from death, drugs, and just street life, period. Just to give you a little bit of background for me, I'm born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia, southwest side of Atlanta. Um, I'm one of the ones who really took a chance on street life. I really did truly believe street life was going to be the answer because my environment, that was the closest thing to me of survival and saying, hey, I can make it out and have a better way if I, roll this. And that's the trap. That's really the trap. You trapping, but you also in a trap. And it's hard to see that yourself is in a trap when you inside of it. And that's where I was. If I'm sitting there at 18, 16, 17 years old, and all I can see is what's around me is just negativeness, then I think, okay, but the only way for me to make it is to do negative shit. I mean, that's just addition in the community that I was living in. I didn't see no other way. I wasn't trying to see no other way. I mean, I would literally tell people I'm not trying to have a job. I'm this is what I'm doing. I'm hustling. I love to hustle, but it's something that we have to make sure that we do though. I mean, as adults, if you're my age group, my generation, you still here, you've been through some things, you've seen some things, man, you obligated to give back. You obligated to tell people what you've been through and how you've been through it and how you made it out. I just truly feel like we obligated to do this. We're not here just to be here. There's a purpose for us to be here. We all have a purpose. I truly believe that. I just think my purpose is to make sure that y'all know what y'all purpose is and to give back once you find out what that purpose is. So that's why I'm here doing this. That's what all this is for. Everything that's around us, all of this is for me to make sure that I let y'all know you have to give back. You cannot succeed if you don't give back. You don't go forward if you don't give back. It's just mathematically impossible. It won't happen. It will not work. But you have to be in tune. You got to be in line. You got to be in position, as my man Duke would say. He coming on. That's another heavy hitter. I got some interesting people that's going to be coming on, and that's all this podcast is going to be about. I'm going to bring on interesting people to give their aspect of life and the success that they have, things that they've been through, and for them to give back and show you and tell you their story so they can get off their chest. We all have to. Even if you're not in position right now, I have to tell you this so that way once you get in position, then all right, so I got to make sure I give back. So what I need to do, I need to go and talk to this group over here. I need to lend a hand over here. It's something that you can do. We all can do something to give back. Like I say, I'm just doing my part. This is just my part. I talk. I can talk So God blessed me with that. And I just started to see, like I said, those supernatural signs, certain individuals saying certain things about your talking and your voice and things like that. So I took all of that and I just said, okay, so this must be what it is. And I lined it up with motivation. You know, I have family members tell me, but you've been doing this since I can remember, since they were kids. You know, for me, it was just me telling them what they need to do. I would tell my kids, I would tell my nieces, hey, listen to me. Take the cheat sheet out of life. This I'm gonna give you the cheat sheet of life. Because I went down these directions, exploring all kind of stuff. A lot of it didn't pan out, got me in a lot of trouble and all kind of stuff like that. So I would tell mine, hey, don't go that route. Trust me, that is not it. You go this route, you will make it. I promise you. I've already done the dirt for you. So just listen. You know, basically that's all we have to do. So I was doing that with my children, my nieces, and people in my family. That's what we all have to do. If we went a certain route and we know that it's a dead end, hence us as black men looking at these younger black men doing the same stuff, if not worse than what we was doing, we have to let them know, yo, it's a dead end, bro. It's a dead end, young man. But you gotta be willing to do it, you know, and some people just not willing to do that. Now, for whatever reason they don't want to do it, I don't know. That's not my business. I'm not here to figure out why they don't want to do it. I know what I got to do. That's what I got to do. I got to make sure I give back to the people that's coming up behind me, so they don't just extort themselves and just implode. Because that's what will be me, at least myself. That's what I will be allowed, since I know better, because I've been through it. So if I've been through it and I know better, okay, I got to make sure, yo, that ain't the move. That's not how we need to do things. Let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. So that's my position. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever your position is, you've seen it before. You've felt it before. You've heard it before. Somebody has told you something about yourself that's your gift. It's on you to recognize when they speaking to you about your gift. A lot of times we're here and we just ignore it and just feel like, no, that ain't me. You know, I can't do all that. But that's not true. Never let nothing negative enter the matrix, man. Nothing negative should ever enter the matrix at all. You're setting yourself up for a downfall. You're fighting more of a spiritual war than you have to, if that makes sense. Because that's what's going on. We living in a spiritual war right now. I mean, some of the things that's going on with how people are doing things, it's a spiritual war. You cannot be in a right spirit, in a right mind, doing some of the things that people are doing right here, right now in this world. So you get in position and get in line spiritually. That's when you will start seeing these things. You can't see them if you're not in position, if you're not in line. You're just out here drifting. You're just drifting away, and that's not productive at all. Drifting is just you basically living life every day with no purpose, and you just like, yeah, okay, well, what's next? You make what's next. You call what's next. Stop asking what's next. You are the one in position to tell yourself, so this what's next. This the move I'm getting ready to do now. I've talked to such and such. Yeah, whoop de whoop. So we're going over here next. I got it. Business, time, you know, all of that. If you ain't got, I should tell my son, yo, man, you need a watch. I should tell him at 10, 11 years old, you need a watch. My dad used to tell me, make sure you got a watch. Because if you ain't got no watch on, you ain't got no business going. You ain't got nothing. That means you ain't got nowhere to be. So if you ain't got nowhere to be, you just drifting. You just out here. That's it. Out here doing nothing. And time it's just ticking. If people don't see now how fast time moves, then you're gonna be stuck where you at. There's no real help for you. I mean, if you can't see how fast time moves, you just gonna be in that rut. I mean, think about it. If you're doing something and time is moving, especially if you're having a good time, first thing you say, damn man, time be going fast. If you ain't doing nothing, you ain't got nothing going on, you somewhere you don't want to be, man, time moving slow. Take those two positions right there. What are you doing? Are you doing something for yourself to where you like, man, I feel good about what I'm doing. I feel good about myself. I feel good about the environment that I'm in. I just feel good, period. Time moves. So that means if you're taking care of business, once you get to that finish line, because that finish line is coming. No matter what. If you bullshitting, drifting, or if you handling business, the finish line is coming because time is going to tick regardless. So pick one, choose one. You gonna take care of business or you gonna drift? Because either way, time is gonna go. So that's something that we gotta make sure we remember and tell whoever it is that we're telling about all of this. Time. Time is not only of the essence, but it's so important. Time is so important. Don't waste it. Because you waste time, you doubling down on the BS that you got to climb out of. And that's what we don't want to do. We already got enough BS around us that we got to climb out of. So why waste it by wasting time and doing stuff that's not, important to the mission? It's imperative that everything that we do is important to the mission and pertaining to the mission. Don't waste time by doing stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the mission. That's my point. So, it's just, that's why I'm on this particular conversation today, because of the length of time that it took for us to get to this point right here. It took time. And during that time, from 2018 to right here, right now, it was a lot of things that happened. But I didn't bullshit damn time though, man. Damn time I bullshitted. Because I knew, regardless of what I'm going through right now, that's coming. That finish line is coming. If I'm telling myself this is where I'm going to be, you just have to know the finish line is coming and just deal with whatever process, whatever happens, whatever trial and tribulation that come before you get to the finish line. You can't, the only person that can stop you is you. You're the only person that can stop you. Nobody in this world can stop you from going where you want to go but yourself. Nobody. People can tell you all day long, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You can't do this, you can't. Whatever it is that they want to tell you, man, it's up to you. You gonna quit or you gonna keep pushing. It's up to you. Nobody can stop you from what you see here. Because whatever you see here is sitting right there waiting on you with a bow on it. It truly is. My Uncle Tracy told me that. Whatever you can envision, it's right there. That's part of the supernatural, ladies and gentlemen. That's part of the supernatural that I'm talking about. See, people think supernatural is a ghost coming all. Nah, man, I ain't talking about all that, man. No, supernatural is things like that. Whatever you can envision in your head, it's right there, man. It's tangible for you, and you only though. That's the thing. It's only tangible for you. It's only meant for you. So if you're going around here talking about, my plan is this, I'm getting ready to do, woo, stop right there. That's what people need to stop. If he told you your plan, why you got to tell your plan to everybody else? Again, you're going to put yourself in a position to where you got to fight a little bit more, because a lot of these folks you think are on your team, they're not on your team. So you putting out there what you getting ready to do, man, he ain't gonna do shit. She ain't doing nothing. She just talking. He's just talking. That's thick. That right there, that thickness, you can feel. You can feel that thickness that you got to go through because of somebody not believing in what you're doing. So to let all that subside, stop telling folks what your plan is and just do. Just do your plan. Don't even post your plan. Stop posting and all that. We ain't got to do all that. We going to work without having to tell everybody we're going to work. Just go to work and let it happen. We gotta get that mindset of making yourself the I guess it's everybody want to be CEO. That's just everybody CEO. I'm CEO. You just stop making yourself the CEO of something that's not even established yet. Let's start there. You want to put yourself out there on a pedestal and say that you have this, but is everything in place? Is everything in order? Can you actually go? Can you actually do whatever it is that you're trying to manifest for yourself? And if you can't, then the project is not ready yet. So don't tell anybody about your project. You just do your project. And you don't have to worry about different folks and different energies coming your way. And you're like, well, damn, why is all this going on? You didn't told a whole bunch of folks that ain't got nothing good for you. Just go. Just go, man. Just go. That's all I want people to do. I just want folks to just go. Because I see it a lot. I see people a lot, posting what they're getting ready to do. Hey, man, just do it. There's no need, there's no need. You're going to put that idea, you're going to put what your baby is, you're going to put that in the hands of vultures. Because that's what you're doing. You don't know who vultures. You don't know that they vultures. You think everybody good. But there's some vultures out there. So why put it out there? Just do it. And when it's ready to drop, whatever it may be, the vultures could just say, oh, well, that's all they can say. There's really nothing they can say. They can't say he ain't going to do nothing or she ain't going to do nothing because you've already done it. It's established. Ladies and gentlemen, it's established. Your work is not complete, but it's up and it's going. That's what you want. It might not be completed, but it's up and it's going. Do you have it up and going? Or do you just have the idea just there, collecting dust? There's so many people with ideas and different thoughts, and they just collecting dust. They're not putting no action behind it. It's easy to say whatever it is you want to say. I want to have this business. I want to have this car. I want to stay here. I want to do this. I want to go on that trip. That's nothing. I can say that all day long. You can say that all day long. Where's the action behind those words, though? That's the hard part. Because as soon as you start acting on your words, that's when trouble comes. But if you're in position, you already know that. So it won't blindside you. You just, that's okay. You want to play that way? Cool. You hit the gas and you keep going. Because it's nothing for you to sit and deal with that trouble or whatever it is that arises. You don't have to sit and deal with it. You just see it. All right, boom. You keep riding. Because your destination is there. It's not there. It's not over here. It's not back there. Damn sure ain't back there. Your destination is it's up there. So as you see these problems, you're going to see them on the side. You're not going to see them ahead. Successful people, they don't see problems ahead. Successful people don't see problems. They see little things, little glitches, and they keep going because they already know my finish line is there. I just passed by you, problem. That's all. I'm just passing by. That's how you have to treat this. Anytime you see something that's trying to get in your way, you hit the gas on it. That's all you do. You hit the gas on it. You see it, you recognize it, and you hit the gas on it. The only reason why you see it and you recognize it is so that way you can bring that and present that to somebody else who's going to see it, who don't know about that. Each one teach one. Y'all remember them shirts? That's what all that was about. People weren't making them shirts for nothing, man. It's a real message behind that. We have to teach these people, man. I don't care who it is. Especially if they about business and you can see that they're trying to have something, they're trying to go somewhere. it's only right that you show them. If you know, if you don't know, you can't be faulted for that. Get with somebody who do know, especially if you got that desire in you. If you got that burning desire to have something for you and yours, there's no way you should be drifting. You need to be figuring it out on a daily basis. What is it going to take for me to get there? That's it. That's your mission. Your mission is to figure out what it's going to take for me to get to the finish line. And just remember, it's going to be obstacles. You're going to see them. Don't stop. Don't yield. All gas, no brakes. And that's it. You know? So this is what we're going to be discussing. It's not, this is not a drama podcast. I don't care who dating who. I don't care about what celebrity did this and all that. No, they already situated. They good. We're trying to get good, right? We're trying to get situated. Am I right? So let them have that. All right? That's what this is about. Real podcast for real people with real issues. We're not playing that drama game. You know, we're not playing that clickbait game. That's not what I'm doing here. If that's what you're looking for, there's plenty out there. We ain't doing that over here. We teaching over here. I want y'all to come away with something every episode, that you learn something. Me too. I want to come away with learning something too. You know, as people check in and they speaking what they want to get off their chest, it's for all of us to learn. This is we got our own cycle here. It's our own little circle, you know? That's what this is about. That's what Get It Off Your Chest is all about. Exactly what it says. Stop holding that in. It's not good to hold that in. That's bad for your health. Literally. Stress will take you out of here. Holding on to certain things that you want to talk about and you feel like you can't. Why? Why you feel like you can't? Start there. It's something keeping you from discussing it with whoever. Now, if you just don't have nobody at the house, check in. That's what we're here for. We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna talk about it. Some people ain't got that kind of relationship probably at the house with your significant other. Sorry if that's the case. Check in. We're gonna talk about it. Most people got, screen names that ain't their names. So people ain't got to know who you are, if you want to discuss something on that level, on that aspect. But stop holding it in. Get it off your chest. We're gonna make this great. We're gonna make each other great. That's what I want. I want to make sure that we make each other great. It's so much that we're gonna discuss and we're gonna talk about. We're gonna have a good time too, though. Anybody that know me know, I like to get silly every now and then. We gonna laugh. Life is about laughter. And life ain't always serious. People ask me all the time, why you don't smile? Well, sometimes it's just it's what I'm thinking about. I'm not mad. I just got a lot on my mind, and I'm focused on something. I'm moving. I'm headed in a certain direction. So I just don't, I just don't walk around with a big grin on my face because I'm doing a lot of thinking. I'm doing a lot of planning. Always, like a night owl. I'm a night owl and an early bird. If that makes sense. Who knows? But that's what this is about. That's what this is for. We're gonna learn something. We're gonna teach something. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna play, and we're gonna get it off our chest because it's imperative that you do. There's no reason in the world you should be holding on to certain things that you're holding on to, especially in this day and age. We all going through something. We're all going through something, man. Don't mean it's heavy, but if you're going through something, you're just going through something. Who needs to be going through something in this day and age when we're trying to get right? We're trying to get ourselves together. However it may be. You trying to be, self-employed, millionaire, if you're trying to, work for somebody or whatever it is that you're trying to do, you're going through something. Nobody, the celebrities y'all see on social media, they always going through something. If they always going through something, regular folk like me and you, we're going through some stuff too, man. It's just what it is. It's just that they level it might be different. They might can handle it different. It all depends. They might can just, all right, well, I'm gonna fly out to wherever and we good. But when you come back, you still got to deal with that issue. That's where all of us are the same. We are all the same in that aspect. So I just want to make sure that, I give y'all sort of the premise of, why this show is, what it is and what it's about. It's just because I feel like, I have to do this. I have to give back. I've seen so much, man. I've been through so much. There's no way in the world that I can't give back. Not me. Some of y'all know me. Y'all know what I've been through. You know my work. So you know why I'm giving back. You know why I'm doing this. And I just want to make sure everybody understand that. It's a part of me that I remember. As a kid, my dad used to tell me, you can't save everybody. At the time, I didn't really understand, everything about that statement. But as I got older and as my mindset changed, I clearly understand what he's saying. We can't save everybody, but what I can do is say, hey, this is what I do know. And if you do want to be, I'm going to say saved, but if you do want help from the rut, at least I can do is speak on it and tell you where I've been, what I've seen, what I've been through, how I came out of it. It ain't too much, somebody can tell me about what they've been through, and I ain't been through it myself or know somebody that's been through it. And that's just being real. There's nothing for me to sugarcoat at all. I've seen a lot and I've been through a lot. So that's why I say I got to do this. Talking to different people, especially traveling and meeting different people. You start to see how people not only live because of how I was working and traveling on the road and stuff like that, but every human, they got a story. Every human being on here, we got a story. What's your story? I don't know. I don't know your story. I'm gonna give y'all my story. That's most definitely what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna give y'all my story on this show. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of me every time we come on this show. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of me. But I just want to make it clear what my mission is. So that way, if you want to check in, you'll know why you check it in. Even if you don't know me, I want to make sure you know that I'm not a stranger. It's a gift that I have to expose, which is speaking and listening. I can speak and I can listen. So when I was shown that, I was shown this at the same time. Part of the supernatural. Again, that was part of the supernatural. Please, ladies and gentlemen, take that supernatural sign that you saw, take that all the way with you. Because I know you've seen it. I don't care who you are. You've seen it. Even if you just a lady who do braids or do hair. Somebody have told you numerous of times how good you are at doing that. But you don't see the supernatural part of it to whereas that's your gift. We all have a gift. I don't know what everybody's gift is. I just don't. But we all have one. For those of you that think you don't have one, you suppressed it. You suppressed your gift. That's why you say you don't have one. You got one. But you suppressed it because whatever you're going through, you just felt like this is just my life. I'm just gonna live like this. I don't see myself like those people over there, who doing things and going places and whatever it is. If you feel like you ain't got no gift, I'm telling you, you have a gift. Don't come in my face telling me you ain't got no gift, because I'm gonna tell you you're dead wrong. You're dead ass wrong, actually. You just suppressed it. Dig deep and find it. That's what you got to do. Dig deep, find your gift, nourish it, and take off. Go. Take off and go. Jump. You gotta jump. I had a story. Very close friend of mine, like my sister, Sheila, told me a story some years ago about jumping. I was going through some things, and she heard an excerpt from I think it was Mr. Harvey, and she basically told me that I needed to jump. This is somebody who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. And when she told it to me, it made a whole bunch of sense. But I ain't finna sit up here and lie to you. Now, I didn't jump right away when she told it to me, even though it made sense to me. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. What she told me made complete sense, but I still didn't jump right away. I had to detach myself from certain things that clouded my mindset in order for me to jump. Now, I can tell you this, though. If my mindset at the time wasn't cloudy, I would have jumped. So that's something that I need to make sure I let y'all know. You gotta go. You gotta jump. If you talking, that's all you're gonna do. You got to actionize that thing, man. You got to step out there and say, so this is what I'm finna do. Okay, I am gone. And you go. You don't worry about how you're gonna do it. That was part of my problem at one time. Even with this show. With this show right here. A couple of times I'm like, well, no, I ain't ready yet. I need to woo, woo, woo. It's not how I go. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of times I said I didn't want to do it yet because of woo, woo, woo. I wasn't, in the situation or whatever. It didn't matter. Nothing greater has changed from then to now, but here we are. I'm gonna say that again. There was a couple of times that I wanted to start the show, but said, nah, not yet. I need to take care of this. I need to be like this, or whatever it is, But from that time to now, nothing has greatly changed to where I wanted to be, however I wanted to be before I started the show. I just said, no, I gotta jump. I gotta go. Take the leap. I know y'all heard it before. I'm not telling y'all this as if you haven't heard it before. That's not why I'm saying this. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm really the type of individual, just like y'all. Whoever hesitating to jump, I am you. I'm telling you, I'm you. I was the one that hesitated on more than one occasion. I had other individuals to tell me, yo, man, just go on. Why are you waiting? See, that's part of the supernatural. When other individuals can tell you about yourself in a positive manner, like, yo, you need to go. That's how you know. That's part of the natural. That's how you know that you in position and you on the right track and you headed in the right direction. So I love it, man. I love what I'm doing. I love the fact that the way this is all came together, it came full circle. Everything came full circle. I have nothing to complain about. Absolutely nothing to complain about. Matter of fact, I don't complain about too much anything. Anyway, anybody know me, I'm always no complaints. There's nothing to complain about, especially when your feet touch the floor that morning. You have nothing to complain about. And I try to make sure that before I complain about anything, I ask myself, you alive? You breathing? And if so, then you're okay. You have no reason to complain about anything. And that's how I look at it. So for me, you'll never hear me complain. If you do, please correct me. That's all I want. Just correct me. But I don't see that happening. I just want to make sure I hope everybody enjoy the show. You know, this is what we're gonna be doing. It's for all of us. Like I say, we ain't gonna be always serious. We're gonna enjoy this thing. We're gonna have some laughter. We're gonna have some good times. And I just want to make sure that we all make sure we respect each other. We're gonna respect each other here. That's automatically. We need to take that outside of this environment though. For whoever watching, whoever online and all that kind of stuff, how we gonna respect each other, we need to take it outside too. There's so much disrespect going on with us, you know. It's a lot of disrespect going on. We gotta kind of put a cease to that. Gotta put a cease to that kind of disrespect. We all we got, you know. And not just color, just human beings, period. You know, we do this thing called life one time, man. You know, ain't no practice life. Like 2 Chainz say, man, ain't no practice life. It's not. This is one shot Charlie. And we gone. You know, one shot at this. So ladies and gentlemen, make the best of it. Why drift? Even if you drifting, you got to know you ain't got but one shot at this thing we call life. So why would you drift? Why would you drift it away? Even for the ones that you might not consider yourself drifting, you might be the type that you got an idea. You got a lot of ideas actually, but you ain't putting no action behind it. Now those are two different type of individuals too. Drifters ain't got no ideas, they just whatever. But there's some people out here got a lot of ideas, got good intentions, but ain't putting no action behind it. You're gonna you're gonna mess around and find yourself drifting. So let's not do that either, you know. So for me, that's enough for me for right now. We're gonna turn it over. I'm gonna bring on my special guest. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Close friend of mine, colleague. She gave me my first shot at scrubbing in the OR. And even though me and her cool, you can't be messing up in the OR, man. I don't care if you're cool or not. You mess up in the OR, boy, she at your ass. You hear me? You know, Dr. Carlina Tuggle McDaniel, she'll be coming on. Co-founder of Pro Black Health Vitamin Company. That's big, ladies and gentlemen. That's huge. She saw the opportunity, put action behind it. What can I say? She put action behind it. They put action behind it. You know, uh, the medical director, bariatric department. That's another title. Vice chair, surgery department. I mean, lieutenant colonel, U.S. Army Reserve. You know, heavy hitter, man. Heavy hitter. You know, my people. I want to welcome Dr. Carlina Tuggle McDaniel to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Where's my welcome music though? I don't get no hype music.
We the first show, we're gonna get you next time. We're gonna get you next time because I was like, you know what? I need to get her a soundtrack. Yes. Yeah. Come on, what's up?
Thank you.
Yes.
You're about to get cussed out, so now I'm in that lobby for a minute. It's a bunch of squirrely people walking up in here.
Well, not a character. Yeah.
So good.
So, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you.
First show.
So
Yes.
excited.
You know what I'm saying? So we here. Like I said, y'all, this is the dot. For some of y'all used to see me post, on the gram, on Facebook, and I'd be like, yeah, at the dot, we whatever, cooling, you know what I'm saying? This is the one, give me my first shot in the OR, man. And so I wanted to bring her on because very influential person, very smart. And that's the kind of vibe I want here. Because I know she can give something back. Any guest that's coming on here, they're gonna be able to give something back. That's why I say I want everybody to come away learning something at the end of the show. So I ain't gonna talk too much more. You know what I'm saying? I talk. But thank you for coming, fam.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes,
I think this is awesome.
And we were just talking about Pro Black. Speaking of the
Pro Black Health.
Yes, at the shirt. Yeah.
About repping your brand,
yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
So as
yes, absolutely.
You are doing.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
So how things going with Pro Black?
It is a whirlwind, to see like a concept. So let me start back for people who don't know. Pro Black Health is a vitamin company that my husband and I started.
What up, D?
Yeah, he probably working still in the business now. But in 2018, when I was in Kuwait for the first time, it was just an idea. And there's a long story behind it, but you've known me since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Howard for med school. I'm from New York.
Yes.
So most of the people that I've been treating look like me, look like you, look like these two brethren over here.
Right.
And unfortunately, Black people don't take care of themselves. And there's a gajillion reasons why. Some of it we control and a lot of it we don't. But it's something that's like passed on, But we don't really focus or prioritize on preventative care. We use the emergency room as a revolving door for issues until it falling off, bleeding, we holding it, then it's an issue. And there's a lot of things that can be prevented or slowed down or controlled if we took the appropriate measures to just keep surveillance on ourselves. We real good at taking our car to the shop, but we horrible about making sure that we get our checkups, And so it just gets very frustrating because we are young people with old diseases, And sidebar before I get into it, but something I was listening to a podcast and something very interesting that they said that I never thought about was that the African American race is really only about 400 to 500 years old, depending on when you think we first started here, right? Versus Africans, versus Europeans, you know what I mean? So we are a very 400 years ain't shit. Excuse me. 400 years ain't nothing. You know what I mean? But so how do we even we don't have our own. We have a culture that we've established, but we don't have centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries of legacy to build off of on. You know. So we're just kind of a floundering, we were nothing. We were Africans and we were Europeans and poof, we are African Americans. It's wild when you think about it like that. Whatever the case is, based off of how we just kind of poofed into existence, which is under slavery, we weren't given the best of, accommodations, the best food options. Then, slavery gone, but we still treated like secondhand citizens. A lot of the society put us in position where all we could do was the scraps and the things that are less healthy for us. So now that is our culture. But there's things in our culture that we normalize that are really trauma. And the way that we eat, not all of it, but a lot of the way that we eat, the way that we think about weight, what we're used to, we've normalized the trauma we're putting on our bodies. But we don't think about it as traumatic events because once it happens over and over and over again, that is your norm, And so anyway, so seeing that is very frustrating for me. And then Darian was watching Shark Tank. These dudes that make beast towels and they give some money to save some fish or some foolishness, right? And he's like, well, if they could do it for fish, we could do it for Black people. And I was like, why not? It makes sense. So we kind of thought, well, vitamin is a good way to kind of like start the conversation, right? So pro-Black health literally means promoting the health of Black people.
Okay.
So that is our mission. That is the movement. I want to increase health awareness. I want us to like even be top of mind. What can I do healthier for my body?
Okay.
So the vitamins is like the vehicle to start the conversation with the hopes that, okay, if I'm gonna be cognizant and intentional, I'm gonna take vitamins, maybe I'm gonna like drink less soda. Maybe I'll be more active.
Gotcha.
Maybe I'll, not fry as many of my foods. But it's a holistic approach because it's not just one thing. Taking vitamins cannot like overcome any of the bad stuff that you're doing, But this is just one thing that most people can afford. It's attainable, but it's really just to like, disrupt your train of thought to hopefully have segues to other things that are in line to that, right?
Yeah.
And then 50% of the net profits go towards nonprofit organizations in Black communities whose focus is to eradicate health disparities. So it's like an investment in your individual health will go to promote the health of the community. So that's where, we came to.
Boom.
Like
Denzel.
So we like launched in 2019, Juneteenth. The first 6 months was like, because it's, new. COVID, which devastated our community.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
Actually did a lot of what we were trying to do, which was put health consciousness like in everybody's face. Because it was like, it wasn't even debatable how it was ravaging the Black and poor communities at a different rate than it was non-Black communities or communities of affluence, because they had different means and different accommodations and different jobs that kind of didn't propagate the virus as much. But because it was like top of mind, like it took off, So, we've grown over 400% in just like a year.
Yes, sir.
That's not even kind of like this year.
Okay.
But we're in Walmarts, we're in grocery stores in Texas, we're in Ponce City Market, we're
Katie.
in wholesale.
Katie.
We're on, we have our own online platform. So now it's about scaling. Like any business, if you were to be an entrepreneur, which I would say is more difficult than any 9 to 5. So Darian, who's my husband, who's the co-founder, he left his corporate job to do that. Because he was like, well, if I'm going to make millions for other companies and get, a crumb of it and just be told I got to beat that number next year or else I get paid less. He was like, well, if I'm going to work hard, I might as well reap the benefits and enjoy and feel value in working what I do.
Yes.
So it was a kind of a hard decision for him to leave that and just do pro-Black health. But he's built the company like from the ground up because I still have my like surgeon job and I'm still in the military and I have influence because I am, I'm in the health field. So there's a lot that I can contribute. I'm more of the face of the brand, but he's built it like from, mind you, hot tip, you can find everything on YouTube. Okay, now is the easiest time to be an entrepreneur if you want it and if you will work for it. He taught himself how to do trademarking, how to build a website, how to do like Shopify is kind of like the engine of our company, but even learning how to use Shopify where it's like beneficial because, if you think about Shopify like a cell phone, you could put mad apps on your cell phone. Shopify is the same way, widgets. You can have like a basic one, or you can like have soup to nuts. And of course, the more you add on, the more it costs you. But going on YouTube and there's so many things that other people have done, and being able to figure out, okay, this is the stage I am in my business. This is what I'm trying to do. What are not necessarily shortcuts, but what is advice so I don't have to make the same mistakes and I can save time and money,
Because other people can already.
Exactly. But you have to take the time to do it, And no one's gonna call you and be like, oh, hey, yeah, I got free time in my busy life just to talk to you. No. Yes. People help those who help themselves. It's a much more fruitful conversation if you're asking for advice to have already done your research and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I've seen. This is what I've maybe tried before. what is your advice? Because then you have a springboard to take the conversation further.
They love it.
But what annoys people who already where they're already going, who don't really need your assistance, is for you to show up and be like, feed me, water me.
Right.
You know, it's like people don't have time for that, but most people want to see other people grow. But they want to see your initiative because ain't nothing easy. And when you have your own business, it's not a 40-hour week. Shit, it might not be an 80-hour week.
That's true.
When the work is done, the work is never done because there's always some shit that gonna happen. You know, supply chain issues are real. You know, having the website, because it's all coding, right? So once you learn the code, but code can fail.
Right.
Oh, this widget, this thing, this company who does maybe your like text messaging or your email blast or your this. They effing up, it's always something. And I'll tell you, customers. You gotta handle it. Exactly. Because they be quick to be like, oh, pro-black help. She ain't even a doctor. Right. I have to go on social media because people love to talk about stuff that they don't even really know. Right, and, I'm soft as baby shit a little bit. I act tough, but I got feelings. Right on. But it really showed me how toxic it could be from people who really have nothing better to do. And if they minded their business, maybe they would have something that they working on. It's just it's just weird. Yeah. Like, you really have time to say something that has no point of reference, no validity. But I had to because
I noticed I
couldn't because my face on everything. They be coming for me, and they don't even know me. But I take it personal, even though I shouldn't. But it's hard because it's like, how can you not? This is like our baby. This is our brand.
I remember the idea. Yes.
So, entrepreneurship, it's been a wild journey. And I think, right now it's the easiest ever because you don't need to hire a big advertising company. You need to, you do need to learn how to do Facebook ads and Instagram ads. But I wouldn't spend a lot of every day people do, we can optimize your SEO and we can get you bullshit. Because nobody wants to work, number one. So you pay them a lot of money and then you don't get the results, but the money's paid. So it's best whenever you are going to hire out to do something, you should know at the minimum the basics. Because you need to justify the price they're going to quote you. You need to be able to judge their performance.
Y'all listening?
Because you will waste a lot of money because people will often over promise and under deliver, and what you left with an invoice that you better pay, and then it's like, all right, well, okay, what do we do now? So if you know what you're talking about, it's more difficult for people to bullshit you, and you can come to the car, okay, you can do all this stuff. Well, what about A, B, C, D? And then you could really see how many cracks is in their foundation.
Now they gotta come correct.
Exactly. But if you go the lazy route, and I don't mean that in any kind of disrespect, but if you value your money, you value your time, you really want your business to grow, you gotta you should know your business inside and out, and then hire out to specialists once you kind of understand what needs to be done. They're like, I'm gonna pay someone to do it. You're gonna lose a lot of money having nothing to show for it.
That's the beginning.
I mean, it's just the facts, But the fact that everything is there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos. I mean, you just type in what you want, and there's probably a laundry list. It's like, what time should I post? They've changed the Instagram algorithm. What do you suggest in terms of blah, blah, blah? I mean, it is I didn't know it was even that much stuff out there.
I'm starting to see.
But it is, that's why, radio ads in the toilet, TV ads. Why? Because who the hell is really watching live TV no more? You DVRing it, you streaming it. Who listens to the radio? Most people listen to podcasts, So everything is about trying to catch the eyeballs. That's all that the data really is for. It's all on social media. You can do that yourself. You're your own ad agency if you know how to work it. And you don't want to waste money doing that. So you're gonna say, okay, another example is, I'm gonna do my Facebook ads, right? Which is linked to your Instagram. And then you say, well, what's my target audience? Now you could be lazy and be like, well, because they'll give you the option. Oh, we'll create an audience for you. Right. Okay, boo. But if you take the time and create, and then you could like fine tooth comb it down to like, I want to target people who watch Power and who, you know, these are actors or people that they follow. This is the different area codes that they're in. They've liked XYZ. I mean, you could get real specific.
Okay.
And then once you've kind of curated your audience based off of what you see people interacting with your brand, you do what's called a lookalike audience, right? And then that's how you should shape most of your targeted ads. You don't want some bozo out whatever the hell Clay Cooperetta.
Yeah, that's wasted.
You know, I mean, because they will take your money to do it, but what's it gonna get you? Because once the money is spent, it's spent. You know. But that's how you grow your business, to know your audience, who's buying from you, who gives you the most support. Because that's even how you like run your ads and run, different collaborations. I mean, it is like, I've learned so much about this business, and it's been fascinating because I think we often as Black people, we're sitting in this room, right? Mm-hmm. And most people just see that, okay, somehow this room got up. Like this whole building was created. Somebody painted. If you look at it, all this stuff had to be done. But it's like, it seems so overwhelming, It's just you just know you're in a room.
Yeah.
But then when you break it down to the little things, then you understand, oh, that's what they had to do. Yeah. So it's like you see a vitamin brand on the shelf, like, oh my God, how do I do that? Mm-hmm. But you have to source your manufacturer. But once you do the steps and you realize you go from a little bit to scaling it up, it's just about repeating the process on a bigger level. But when you break it down to like it's infantile, you work on a label. Like it's one by one things, and then you can do the same exact thing, And then we struggle with what I've seen is because everything is trendy. It's cool to be Black owned, the Black owned business. Right. I love it. I love the support. Yeah. But what I don't like is when you're a Black owned business or you have a service. And you think because you're Black owned, you deserve my support.
Get it off your chest now. Talk to me nice now.
My green dollars can go anywhere. And I prefer to go Black owned. Yeah. But I'm not going to sacrifice quality, customer service, just because you need to have exceptional products.
And that's true. I agree with you.
Deliverables. Yes. Okay.
We have to stop doing that, ladies and gentlemen.
But
that's real.
We think we can just do anything. Oh, but because it's Black support. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't agree with that. Like we should be excellence be the top of everything that we do. Everything that we do. We have to walk different. We have to be different. We got to be better. Yeah. There's always somebody who's waiting for you to be less than. Like when you have a bad attitude when it come out, you expect that. Yeah. But when it's good, when there's a problem, somebody calls and it's taken care of without it's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
And it makes people want to come back.
Yes.
But when you kind of feed into the stereotype, it's like, oh Lord, Uncle Charlie over here, it's frustrating because I want all of us to win. Mm-hmm. But we need to put ourselves in a position where any ethnicity would want to shop from us because what we do doesn't have a color. The color is excellence. The color is exceptionalism. It's not as Black owned. Yeah. Now you could get it said pro Black help is for everybody. But when you have an issue like we got real tracking numbers, not like you click and then you get it when you get it. It's
it's real. Right?
We use the same processes that any big brand would expect.
Buying some information.
Exactly. But that's the kind of mindset you should be in. And it doesn't have to be products. If you do hair, I don't care what you make food, whatever it is.
I'm glad you said that because I went to Black-owned seafood place. This is probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And when I walked in there, I asked them, I was like, it's Black-owned? I'm just curious because I see y'all in here. You're on this side of town. And she was like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Let me get the shrimp plate. What you just said, she gave me shrimp plate, but it was salad shrimp. Mm-hmm. What the hell am I gonna do with salad shrimp? I ain't never bought no shrimp plate, and you gave me salad shrimp nowhere. Mm-hmm. But my people want to give me salad shrimp, and it was a $20 plate. Mm-hmm. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what she's talking about. We can't do that. Just because you skin folk, we can't just be coming in like that. Excellence, like you said, man. Excellence. Ain't no color. Excellence.
But, and if it was a white business, Asian-owned business, Hispanic business, whoever business, bad product is bad product. You will not see my money twice if it's bad. I don't care who it is. But I would prefer to spend my money in the community because that's how we grow. Yeah. Blacks are the largest consumers. We 13% of the population. We spend we spend the most of our dollars outside of our community, which makes zero sense.
Yes, and if we stop spending, the world gonna stop.
I mean, it's just wild. We so quick to rep, Gucci and Prada, which is fine. But what have they done for us?
Right.
Other than take the money, and then what's convenient for them, do all type of fuckery and foolishness that is really disrespectful, and then you act like you don't know. Right. Come on, dog.
You ain't heard about it.
Let me know for a minute, guys. Martin Luther King been dead for a minute. You trying to tell me you didn't think a noose necklace wasn't a little bit
come on, man.
It's just weird. Yeah. It's just weird. And then but it'll be a little hullabaloo a day or two. And then it's back to business as usual. And that's fine. Do you. I don't care what you wear, but we need to have that same energy.
Yeah. That's all we're saying. Yeah.
Because it's so many dope black owned like clothing brands and shoes and jewelry, and it's like, but nobody talk about it, and it's not cool. And I wish that we would be more supportive of the quality and not the name, because you could get a hell of a lot of stuff. I mean, there are some like luxury black owned brands, they're few and far between, but just like regular stuff that the quality is like amazing, but it's not a Gucci, it's not a Louis Vuitton, and so it's just wild. It's that we're stuck in this consumer mentality, like feed off of ourselves, but not in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep each other in the same place. Let's hate on each other. And it's like, how do we ever expect to be better? I mean, we've been 13% for a minute.
Yes, we have. A minute. Yeah.
White people, they starting to go. That's the first time in forever that their numbers went down a little bit. But Latinx, I think that's the way you're supposed to say it. They growing.
Yes.
They growing.
Yeah.
Asians is growing, but Latinx is that they the ones who about to skyrocket. Yeah. And guess what? Let me tell you, their votes are gonna go to what benefits them.
Yes. No matter who.
Exactly.
It don't matter who.
And it could be Republican, independent, whoever it is.
Don't matter.
But a lot of classic Republican, rhetoric, they would prefer to support. So those numbers. I
saw that when I was living in Texas.
Those numbers are anti-classic. And there's black Republicans. Again, this is not being political, but if you just, play the narrative. We're the bottom of the totem pole. We just we gonna get whatever scraps will fall from the sky.
Say it again.
And it's like, and then we're gonna be like, oh, probably dirty face. Oh, well, ain't nothing gonna happen.
They're gonna have something.
But we don't do nothing about it. We don't do nothing. It's just like it's I don't get it. I just don't get it.
For me, we've been in this same mindset for so long. I don't think a bunch of us know how to shake it, and they accept whatever come to them.
I agree.
That's what I'm getting.
I agree. However, the same way, like, you've known me for a while. I've known me all my life, right?
Right on.
And
absolutely.
But like I said, I went to Howard. I'm from New York. I went to Howard, which is like a black university, a black hospital. And then I was in Atlanta at mostly black hospitals. So I know mad black surgeons and doctors. But it's people who come from like one state over, Alabama, Tennessee. I'll be the first black female surgeon they ever met in their whole entire life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's about, you don't know what you don't know. So it's not about, can we change? Because I agree, we're so pre-programmed. But again, we're also only exposed to very limited information and limited examples. So that's when people who see, it's almost like the Matrix, right?
Right.
Once you like break through, your favorite movie?
Yeah, all three of them I like.
Really? Yeah. On the first one, then it got real weird. You saw the last one?
Yeah,
Boo
I know. I hate to say boo.
No, I know. Say it.
Boo. Say it. Boo.
Okay, good. But but you need those few disruptors who say, you know what, I'm gonna be the example because everybody may not be able to show it, but I know I can. I can maybe touch this room of people, or I can, start working in my community, and then it's like it catches fire. Because a lot of times, once people see and they're interested, like, man, I don't have to be like this. There's another way, but that's how it grows. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the changes that I would love to see, I don't expect in my lifetime. It's just not realistic. The wheels of change take so long. But it's about you have kids. I don't have kids, but thinking about your kids and their kids.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. It's not about us though.
Yeah.
We're hoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But do you want 50 years from now to be just like now, or do you want to be better?
Right.
And that starts here.
Right.
So then when these new kids is popping out and they don't know nothing, that's when they saw the Spongy, they get good info off the rip. The people who's already 20s now, teens, these teens is bad as hell. But but they're already kind of, it's much harder to change them. But if you get more of these seeds, and then they start having their own children, the influence, that's how it grows. So it's not about us per se.
Right.
Because we already know right from wrong. I don't need somebody to tell me, because I'm gonna figure out how to get what I need.
Right.
But the one two I can tell is just totally still like, was Neo's name always Neo? What was his name in the real world?
It was Neo first. No, was it Neo first?
Oh, you're trash. You even know your favorite movie.
No,
whatever. I'm talking about.
Oh
yeah, So Keanu, people are just happy being Keanu. You know what I mean? Like you happy, you have your routine. So it's like you gotta break that. And some people want to stay in that routine.
Yes.
Some people and some people like, man, I've been waiting for somebody to say something different. I've been waiting to see something different.
Yeah.
I could be a doctor, I could be a lawyer, I could be an entrepreneur, I could be whatever it is. Because what I'm concerned is that a lot of young people are not going to take care of themselves. And that's a very concern. And when you rely on other people to take care of you, as quickly as they give, they can take back.
Boy, yes.
So if you understand hook or crook, how to take care of yourself, hopefully legal ways, it's more, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very hard. It's more difficult to knock you off your square. But not worse than like you have nothing. It's like, well, now I have to depend on somebody. I have to depend on the government. Well, good luck, Chuck. See what they decide to give you. It's going to be the scraps. Like it was when we were slaves. It was a scraps.
Same thing.
It was a scraps. I mean, be real.
It's the same thing.
Be real. But you can't cry about that. You know what I mean? Like you have to see if you have options. But there's no easy way to do that.
No.
And nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to like have that like drive, because when you look on Instagram, everybody only put the fun. Yeah,
they
good. The good, the easy.
They good.
And it gives people a false idea about the hard stuff it took to get there. Or that maybe they didn't earn it all. Maybe somebody, or maybe they borrowed it. Or maybe they bought it and gonna take it back. I mean, there's so many things that's not the real narrative.
Or they did, they just took a picture in front of it and all.
Exactly, but they're so brainwashed by thinking that there's this instant success and instant gratification, and that it really makes it's easy. So-and-so doing it, and they have no idea.
And when they start and it's not,
and they get frustrated,
boom, they get frustrated,
and then it's like,
stop.
So,
you're right.
Man,
gotta stop that, y'all. That's what we're gonna put a stop to. His name was Mr. Anderson too.
Good job. I knew you late.
Mr. Anderson. That was his agent used to call him that. That's my shit though, man. Anytime I come on, I'm watching that. Or Christmas Story. All time favorite.
OG one with the lamp leg?
Yes. Fragile. That's my shit, though, man.
I'll give it to you because it's a classic.
Yeah, man. You got your galoshes on? But yeah, man. But yeah, y'all. This is what it's about. I'm sure y'all heard her say some of the same stuff I was saying. You got to go get it. You got to go after it. You got to put action behind your thoughts. You got to put action behind your words. I was telling them earlier, they could just say it. I want to do this. I want to be a millionaire. I want that car. I want that house. You got to put action behind it. They put action behind that pro-black. They didn't just say it. And I'm telling you because I remember them saying what they was going to do. I was there. Now look at the sweatshirt. Go to Walmart. Get you a pack of vitamins. Start your health regimen. Health is wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that's not just a saying.
No, that's like your most valuable
That's
asset.
your value, most value. That was for the tell. That ain't just a saying. Shit.
It's a lot of people wishing they had invested in their health.
Yeah.
You know, gold, diamonds, Steve Jobs. You know, he would probably give up his whole fortune. To not be in the position he was that killed him. You know.
You're right.
So what good is any of that if you sick, you hurting, you getting amputations, you taking a lot of medications, you on dialysis, you know, you dying 20 years before you should.
Yes.
What's the point?
Yeah.
If you're gonna be here, enjoy it. If you're gonna be here, feel good in the skin you in.
Yes.
There's a lot of cute people in caskets. They spend a lot of money on all the hair and the makeup and the clothes.
Yeah. To lay down.
Casket.
Mm-hmm.
Dead. You know, and it's like, and I get it. I have no problem with you loving your outside, and we gotta love your inside almost more than you love the outside, because that's what keeps you ticking. You know, the outside, it's cool, but if
that's your cosmetic, baby.
Yeah, but if your inside is rotten,
you got a problem.
You got a big problem.
Yeah.
Every time my mom calls, I see something bust, pussing up, bleeding, stinking.
See.
You know, and it's wild because it's
Life
so many things that's like, oh, your blood sugars is mad out of control. Oh, I didn't even know I was a diabetic. Oh, when last you went to the doctor? Oh, I'm young. I feel good. I don't gotta go to the doctor. Oh, okay.
See, y'all?
You know?
We can't do that.
It's like,
and that's what we do.
We do. And we be quick to put premium gas in our cars and trash in our bodies. Tell me I ain't lying.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
You know, like we will polish our Jordans. We will do the most.
Yeah, well, to make sure we ain't one.
We will do the absolute most. But we be eating bullshit. And not one. It's not about never eating it. No one is perfect. But it's like ain't no breaks, yo. Ain't no moderation. Ain't no thinking about it.
That's the meal.
And then you get used to like not feeling good, where again, it's your normal, right? Oh, my stomach hurt every time I eat, but it stopped hurting after an hour, so it's okay. What? But after so why the hell your stomach hurting? You know? But we don't. It's like you just push on. You know what I mean? You just get over it. You get through it. On to the next. On to the latest challenge or hashtag whatever. You know? Or you just got mad jobs. You know, like I was reading a book. And they were saying about Black women, we're often the most unhealthy because we have so much on our plate. We don't have time to worry about what's on our plate. You know, you working all these, you got the kids, maybe the daddy there, maybe he not, maybe you taking care of your parents too. So oftentimes we are multitasking.
I agree.
So that's kind of a consequence of that. But it's like, it's just a vicious cycle. You know, you're in a hamster wheel. You do. I don't have any time. Oh, it gets worse. Life gets crazier. But at some point, you just gotta just evaluate. You know, okay, what's going on right now, and not you. It's impossible to change everything immediately.
Right.
But if you really looked at it, what's a couple things you could change? You know, like it's all about baby steps, so that you can even get used to and accommodated to what you're trying to go. Right. But people are like, oh, I'm gonna change everything, and then you mad when you can't stick with it. You didn't get the results, which are probably unrealistic in expectation anyway. You know, it's like you got to set yourself up for success. And you don't if you don't even know the basics of what you should be doing. Like we have these really crazy ideas about, you know, oh, if I go to the gym for 2 weeks and I go on this cleanse, this is what I'm going to see. I wish it worked like that. I wish it did. And then, you know, because I do weight loss surgery, it's always, you know, such and such didn't work. And I go, don't think about that it didn't work. Think about it, you didn't stick with it. And I'm not saying that what you did was healthy. It's a tool. Right? It's a tool. Even before we get to the tool, like this is my initial consultation. You know, I always ask them like, you know, what's going on in your weight? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. You know, oh, I've tried everything. It doesn't work. And I was like, it's consistency. That's the issue. It's not that it didn't work. Because if you were consistent longer, you would have seen more results. But you got frustrated, so you stopped. And the weight came back because how would it not come back? Because you went back to doing the things you was doing before. So is it that it didn't work, or is it that you stopped doing what could have worked? You know, let's not. Like I said, we're not even gonna judge if what you were doing was
Right.
good, because he would do really bad things sometimes to lose weight. But whatever it was, you stopped doing it, and it's like we have to get out of that like that mind trap. You know, stop blaming everybody else.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and you can get help with consistency. So you're here because you need help. I'm here to shame you. I'm here to help you.
You got a whole team here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But please understand, you are the MVP of this.
Yes.
I could give you mad tools,
Yeah.
but if you do not take that ball and put it where it needs to go, we're gonna have the same conversation in a year. I guarantee it. And I'm gonna look at you. We're gonna have a staring competition, and I got all the time in the world. With this
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You know, and then because you have to understand, it's gonna be hard. It's not the easy way out. You know, if somebody is missing a leg and you give them a prosthetic, are they cheating?
Right.
No.
Same thing, yeah.
If someone needs a math tutor, are they cheating?
Right.
Some people need more assistance than others. You don't shame them for that.
Just because they need to.
Yeah, because they still got the struggle.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Giving them a prosthetic doesn't grow them a new leg.
Right.
Giving you a math tutor once or twice, whatever, doesn't mean that the rest of your life you're gonna understand it.
Right.
You know, it's giving you a tool to help with your weight doesn't mean that you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yes.
And it's gonna be different every day. You're gonna have to work at it.
Yes.
Please
yes.
understand.
That's real. I remember one patient. She wasn't ready. She did her
Oh,
surgery.
just one.
Well, I mean, just one in particular that I remember
Okay.
because of this, her mom called back up to the office to tell me that she was drinking collard green juice and black-eyed pea juice.
Well,
you
the
know,
juice is not that bad.
But she would chew the food and then spit the food out.
It's 80% mental.
That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
She wasn't ready here.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And it gets a slippery slope. And even when you think you're ready, you may be ready. Because I could explain to you, because I haven't had the surgery, right? Which is neither here nor there. So all of my experience is based off of the, thousands of people that I've worked with.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard so many things, I can trend it out about what you can expect. But it's not till you experience it that you'll experience it, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like, even if I do everything, I can get you to a psychologist, I can try to prepare you what you're going to be, do this, do this, do this. To this day, I would say 50% of people come in at their 2-week visit and say, you know what? I underestimated my emotional connection to food. And that's the hardest part. Wow. They figure out how to eat and drink, but they underestimate that you wake up, how you go to sleep is how you wake up. You got the same triggers. You got the same memories. Yeah. You got the same potential anxiety and depression. You got the same family living with you. You got the same knucklehead calling you. You got some people who that's your surgery and your diet. I'm gonna eat whatever. Exactly. Right, you know what I mean? Yeah. So there's so many things to manage that they still feel like, oh, I can eat all this, or I want to try it. And then when it hurt, when it makes them feel bad, that's a struggle. And then it's like an itch you can't scratch. Yeah. Because oftentimes people use food for comfort and to cope with. And it's like, oh, I feel a certain kind of way. If I eat this, I feel better. But now you can't eat it. Yeah. Where do you put that energy? Yeah. You know, alcoholism goes up. Yes. There's a lot of relationships don't work out. Yeah. Unless, that's a whole other conversation for, what is it called? When it's not called using somebody, but people in relationships, codependent. Okay. So the person who may not need surgery is relying on the person who needs surgery to stay a certain way because they feel comfortable with that dynamic. Yes. But when that dynamic changes, and so Mr. Jones or Miss Williams feeling themselves, and now they out. I'm gonna go out. I'm aware. Oh, partner over here. Right. Feel some kind. I see it all the time. Yeah. So it's like there's so many things to contend with that you almost have to take the whole household on that journey. And some go with it and some don't. But I tell you, gotta be prepared. Your life will be different, not just in what you eat and what you drink and how you feel. Aspect of the world will interact with you different. Yes. And it's wild. Yeah. It's really, really, really wild. That's like the coolest thing that I like is when people do well. I don't like when they have strife in their relationships, but I like when they feel good. You know, like some people, I don't be recognizing them. New wig. I'm like, yeah, boy. I'm like, woo, look at that. Look at you now. Yeah, boy. They walk different. They dress. Whole thing, it's bananas. Yeah. And back to our rooms, we get one shot at this. So as we said, we got one shot. So why would you not want to feel however you want to feel and as good as you want to feel? And there's something you can control to make it better. Why not do it?
You can control it. Yeah.
Because it could be over in a minute, and then you're gonna spend the last of your life, these hurting, 10 medications. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because when it's done, it's done.
Yeah, man.
So feel good. I'm trying to feel good every day.
Every day, baby.
Every day,
Yes.
I'm trying to feel good. You know,
man.
because that's what we're here for. This is like a life to not hurt other people. I don't believe in hurting people to make yourself feel good, but in your own space, you know, go where you want to go.
Yeah.
Listen to what you want to eat, what you want to a certain degree,
Right,
but you know what I mean. But enjoy life.
Yes.
Because you watch the news, people getting hit over the head, stabbed,
Yeah.
shot, run over.
Even on social media, it's just all up and down now. You know,
it's
just sending
it's
all kinds of shit.
After a while, I'm like,
media.
I can't. I don't want to hear not one more person.
Yeah, man.
Especially with these teenagers now, just
Yeah.
running a whole muck. It's like the purge.
Yeah, and that's my job. I gotta get to them. So you know, that's on me. I ain't nothing to be scared of.
Well,
I've been down.
Yeah, I know, cause you got that look. You got that look, be like, I ain't gonna mess with him. But I gotta look like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try her. I'm like,
oh boy, but yeah, man, that's what this is about, y'all. That's what this is about. It's almost like our conversation meshed, you know. And for those that don't know, she wasn't here when I was, you know, talking. You know what I'm saying? So that's just to show y'all this is what it's about. We got to make sure that y'all understand this life that we doing, man. It's one time, man.
Water.
It's just one time. This ain't no play thing, you know. So health is wealth. Don't play with your health. The doc is telling you. I mean, it don't get no plainer than it. It really don't. So I hope everybody, you know, taking heed. I'm glad you came. You know what I'm saying? It's good, man. You know, talk to the people. You know, like I told them earlier. You know, I want this show to be where you know they come away and they learn something.
Yeah.
Every show. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that's how it should be. We learn from each other.
Exactly.
You know, we're not in. You know, we don't live in isolation.
Yeah.
You know, we are in a community. We are people to learn from. You know, hopefully, you know, people who are genuine people should want to have people not make the same mistakes that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how society grows. You know, that's how we become stronger. And I think that you should just try to seek as much knowledge as you can. Because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a million ways to like skin most cats. And I wish that people were more receptive to that. I was scared to ask for help, you know. But at the beginning, but you at least got to do a little bit of background information before you ask for help, though. You know, it should be a focused, targeted conversation, not like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
What should I do with my life?
Right.
Hell, if I know what you should do with your life, I can tell you what I do with my life.
Yeah.
But you need to like just do some soul searching. Just come with some some soil.
A little bit of foundation.
Yeah, come with something.
Yeah, man.
But don't come like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't got time for this shit.
Yeah,
like I got 10, 15 minutes and I can answer like a particular thing, but I can't go over your whole life story. I don't, you know, most people don't have that. But you will learn so much more from any conversation if you even just are curious about what's going on in your life and just learn more about it. You know, and we just don't take enough advantage of that. We're really, everything is fluff and superficial.
Yeah.
And that's cool for fun. God knows I watch me some reality TV and I play me some Candy Crush.
Yeah.
But I know that at the end of the day, that don't pay the bills.
Right.
You know, I know that very well.
Right.
And when it's time to get to it, it's time to get to it.
You
know, you have to, you know, work hard, play harder. But you got to work hard to even deserve the right to play at all.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to handle your business first.
Yeah.
Don't be out in the streets and then coming home to the lights ain't on or an air mattress. I mean, like, priorities. You know what I mean? Like, you should have a solid foundation. So when you go in the world, who you are representing is true. I was talking to a good friend of mine. She's in DC, and you know she's having issues like dating, and that's probably the same issues that's in DC, probably in Atlanta. Everything is floss. You just don't know, like, people representing is not who. Yeah, you know. And then once you dig a little bit, you like, ew. No, thank you.
Right.
And then you get tired. You know, after a while, you're just like, well, what's the point? But it's like we need to really work on your own substance. I'm not even telling you to like tell somebody else what their substance is. Work on your own substance.
Right.
Because like attracts like. Energy begets energy.
Yes.
And what you put out, you will get back. If you put out fake, you're gonna get fake back. And that's cool with you. Cool.
Yeah, all right then.
But if you want genuine, if you want stuff that has roots, if you want maturity and growth, and you want to like be bigger than where you are, like if you feel settled, this is like the max. You peaked and you cool here.
That's what you got.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you're never the same person twice. Tomorrow, who I will be is not who I am today.
Yeah.
You know,
heavy.
even after this conversation, I've heard things, I've learned things.
Same
you know,
here.
the way home, I could see something. That's experience and sensory intake that changed me. And maybe not a lot, but tomorrow different from today. Like that's what you should be like. Everything you should be like, oh yeah, how do I grow? How do I use that? How do I take that to another conversation? How do I apply that to my business? How do I apply that to my schoolwork?
Absolutely.
Whatever it is, but it's like we should just be sponges, you know, to the world, not just to like, let me just scroll here and see the same butt shake, dance, you know, hair,
right.
like, okay, all right, you
that's
know.
true,
but we're just so, we gotta break that. We're content being in this little bubble. And we're so,
distractions.
and we don't, a distraction.
Distraction.
I went to this business, this entrepreneurship conference a few weeks ago. And one of the speakers, he's like, got more money than I didn't know this man existed. That's what tells you. Like real people who have real money ain't out
on full.
Yeah, you know, like real stuff doesn't. I don't have to yell from the top. You know, I move in silence, and I do, and my conversations and what I do will show it, but not to flaunt it. You know, man, paid, right? And anyway, he was giving a talk, and he was talking about the difference between a decision and a choice, right?
Good.
And you can choose to do something. Okay, well, I choose to drink this or I choose to drink this. But I have options and it could go either way. But once I make a decision to do that, it's concrete. I'm deciding to drink out of this mug, right?
Right.
And once you're in decision mode, what you said, there's no such thing as distractions. Because distractions take you away from your decision, then it becomes a choice. Yep. Because if your distraction railroaded you from your decision didn't come to fruition. Oh, that was, you chose not to do it. But once I decide to do something, there's nothing that's going to stop me. Okay?
Come on, man.
So it sounds similar. People use entertainment, but they're actually, when you break it down for what it is, they're two different things. And we need to be more decision-based versus, I could choose something else tomorrow.
Choose some bullshit.
It's real flimsy. Yeah. But decisions have more, like, they're more concrete, you know? And it's like almost laser focused. Like, okay, stuff gonna happen, but if it's not helping me grow, it's a distraction. You know, if I know I got 10 things on my to-do list to make it to whatever the goal is, anything that happens that messes with me is a distraction. And it could seem simple, it could seem benign, it could be
but it took you off.
Yeah, it's just always a phone call from so-and-so.
Don't matter.
But if I don't get all 10 things done, so homegirl, she means well, we good friends. But right now, you a distraction, boo.
Right.
You know, and we have to really focus more on our decisions and not letting anything stop us from what we decide to do. And that's how you get there. Else you're just like spinning a wheel. You know, you're gonna be on the same to-do list forever.
Right.
Okay, what's the point?
Heavy. I'm glad you.
Not my words.
But I'm glad you spoke on
I go to things, I hear things, and like I try to attribute them to my life and to other people because we're all very similar. You know, I'm no better than anybody else. So it's just like cool to be like, you know what the nigga said? And he had a big leg and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Soup, popping.
Okay.
He came in a PJ. You know, you would never know. I mean, he's on YouTube. Search him up. He does a lot of talks on YouTube. I forgot his name right now. But it's like, we got money. This was a Black entrepreneur conference. Black entrepreneurs. And it was dozens of multi-millionaire Black entrepreneurs at this conference I went to.
Right.
I mean, like, it's there if you work it and if you want it. Not if you want it, because if you want it, it never happens if you work for it. But I mean, if you like really get the right mentorship and you decide to do it, you get with the people, you know, steel sharpen steel. Sometimes if you're the biggest, smartest person in your room, it's a problem because you can't grow. And everybody asking, they you know, they sucking up your teeth.
You ain't got nothing to ask nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So you know, you have to constantly try to, and it's okay to keep those people and those friends, because not everybody has the same route in life. But you may want to, you know, you gotta search. Okay, where's my next bubble?
Right.
You know, because I want to be everyone in the room telling me something. Yeah. That's what I want. Yeah. You know, it's just wild. It's just wild. The stuff that I be hearing and seeing.
Okay, that's what's up.
I could talk forever about all type of stuff.
Well, you gonna be back just because I didn't let the people know.
He was late getting me.
And also, she's gonna be the neighborhood doc of the show. She's gonna come back every once in a while, drop some knowledge on health, check on y'all, see how y'all doing, making sure you making those decisions on your life choices to make sure your health is great, because health is wealth, like we discussed. So you guys will see her again soon, you know. But man, I'm glad you came. It was great. Got some great talk, great information. As always, we always gonna get some great information from this one, y'all. So.
Well, thank you.
But yeah.
And I just can't wait till we get to the point where somebody's like, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm like, oh yeah. Give it up for Tasha.
Yeah.
What's up, Tasha?
Tasha from Inglewood.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
you know? But I'm so happy you invited me.
Absolutely. So that's what we are, man. You know, I'm telling the people, you know, because she remember when this was an idea. You know, she remember when it was an idea, and I remember when the vitamin was an idea. So everything's come full circle, y'all. Everything's come full circle. I hope you see it. You know, I hope you enjoyed the show. We get ready to sign off, and we're gonna do this thing again. You know, next week, same time. So this time we're gonna be at 5. No more computer glitches. You know, the first show we ran behind a little bit, but it won't happen again. We're gonna be good. So y'all pregame with us this Saturday evening. Wherever y'all finna do, wherever y'all finna go this Saturday night. Enjoy yourself, enjoy life. Please be safe. I want to see y'all next week. And remember, man, make the decision. Make the right decision. And then get it off your chest. Y'all have a great night, and we out.
Good night. You're welcome. It's hot as a motherfucking ears, but I know.